Hi, it's Leanne from Grogy's Patch here. I'm a full-time reseller on eBay and I live in Donald, which is in central Victoria, Australia, and I started reselling in late January this year. Shipping for me was hands down the scariest and hardest part of reselling on eBay. So I'm going to give you the 4 things that I wish someone had have told me right at the start. Number 1, and most importantly, is if you haven't already, go online to Australia Post and sign up for a My Post business account. When I first started, I didn't think that I could because I wasn't actually a business per se, but I was wrong. Anyone can get online and apply for one. You'll get great discounts. The more you post, the more your discounts increase. So tip number 2 is use Australia Post satchels, padded mailers and boxes. Why? Because they have flat rates, which actually makes it cheaper. So for example, this is their small flat rate vinyl satchel and this is the padded mailer. Now I send a lot of books, so the padded mailer is what I need to use for that, for the books, and then little satchels for clothing and stuff. You can put as much as you want in this satchel up to the weight of 5 kilos, which means that it's just simple to calculate. As long as your item's under 5 kilos, it can go in there. And the same with this one, up to 5 kilos. Now, then you can go up to the larger sizes. So this is medium size. Again, I can put as much as I want in that up to 5 kilos. And I even have some larger ones here, and I can send that up to 5 kilos. Now, these are fantastic because I do a lot of book bundles and I sell a lot of bigger books. So I need to have a variation, but I don't have to worry so much. So it just makes shipping a whole lot easier than trying to calculate separately. If you do your own packaging, you have to weigh it, measure it all up, and that all takes time. This makes things so much quicker and easier. Up to 5 kilos. So you do need to have a decent set of digital scales to weigh things. You can go off and buy yourself some mail scales, but they're going to cost you. And when I started reselling out of necessity because due to a back injury, I was actually unable to work. Whereas if I'm working from home, I can sit when I need to, I can stand when I need to, I can take a break when I need to. I couldn't afford to go and buy mail scales. My kitchen scales only went up to 2 kilos, so I knew I needed an alternative. The alternative is go to Kmart and get yourself one of these. This is Kmart's heavy duty kitchen scale. It's $22 and it not only works as a scale, it does work as a clock as well, but it will weigh up to 10 kilos. And it's got a nice flat surface, so you can actually put parcels on top of it. Right, here's my final big exciting tip that took me ages to work out. I used to sit and watch all the resellers on YouTube doing their postage with their Flasho thermal printers, and I thought to myself, that's going to be the first thing when I make a bit I'm going to go and buy is a thermal label printer, until I actually looked at the price of them. And honestly, even at this stage, I just can't justify spending over $300 for a decent one. I know I could get a cheaper one, but then how long is it going to last? If I buy something, I'm going to want it to last. And all the decent ones are well over $300. Said I couldn't justify it at the start and I can't justify it now to spend that sort of money on a printer just to print labels. So then when you're doing your mail, and here's an example, you print your labels out on plain paper and then you sit and you have to cut all the labels. Now I'm lucky, I already had a guillotine because I used to do a lot of craft stuff, and as you can see it's certainly not new. So I could cut them up like that. Then I would have to grab my tape gun, actually do this. So that's one step, is to cut them, and then I would have to do this all the way around. I'm not going to stick that down because I want to take that off. Looking at the steps, I would have to one, put the item in the mailer. 2, I would have to cut the label. 3, I would have to do 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of that. So it would take me literally 7 steps to actually package one item. What to do. After a bit of research, I thought there's got to be something. I've got a really good printer here that I've had for years. It's an Epson WF7520 that I've had for a long time. Started researching. I thought there's got to be something, and I came up with these. These are A4 4-up self-adhesive mail labels. Absolutely fantastic. Whack them in the printer, print your labels, and now I've got my labels printed on my sticky self-adhesive stuff. So it's only now one step to actually do that. It has saved me so much time. I can't explain to you how much time it saved me. It would take me 2 hours to do all the packaging. Now, using flat rate and using these labels cost me $19.99 for 250 sheets, which is actually 1,000 labels. So they work out at like 2 cents each, or less than 2 cents each. So they're not expensive, but the time that will save you if you're still cutting them out and sticking on your labels is so amazing. And you just put them in a normal printer. If you don't want to buy them online, you can go to Officeworks and get them. They're a bit more expensive at Officeworks from what I priced than what they were online. So I thought I'd give the cheapo ones online a try, and they work beautifully.